Welcome to Learn and Go Go, the podcast. It's Wednesday. Welcome, everyone. I am your host, Sydnee. I am also the author of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go Go, How a Preacher's Daughter Pole Danced Her Way to Finding Her True Self. And I cannot believe it has been another week since we hung out. I've missed you all. I see Erin is here, so Severian, Lizzie, my cousin. Welcome. All right, I'm so glad you made it. So Severian, I see you just got back from, okay, dang. All right, you've had a very busy day. Erin says, a great evening to all. And Lizzie says, howdy, howdy. Very cool. Angela says, hi. Very cool. Oh my gosh, last time we walked 6 miles, we were catching Pokemons. Do you guys remember that? I mean, I know people still do Pokemon Go, but when it was like out of control, people everywhere walking into places that they shouldn't be because they were like trying to catch whoever. So, wow. All right. And so Severian says, hi, everybody. So, as I usually like to start the show every week, let us know what is going on with you. What can we shout out? What can we promote? What can we give you good vibes for, healing vibes? If you're struggling, let us know what we can do for you in the comments because like I always say, when the tide comes in, all ships rise. We need to support each other. So that is how I like to start off my show every week. Let us know how we can support you. And we are happy to do it. Kyler says, hey, beautiful people. So glad that you are here too. So I need to start out with a shout out because I am so super proud of some friends of mine, one of whom is in the comments right now, our good friend Erin. So I used to be part of a podcast on Saturdays called The Goddamn Program. I had to take a step back from it for things that I was going through, but they just had like a record breaking views on their show this last week. So I want to give them, oh, so proud of you guys. You rock. And that is amazing. So very, very happy for you guys and wanted to make sure that I gave you kudos because that is awesome. And I'm so proud of you guys. Let's see. Erin says, we just walked our big park in town when we were doing the Pokemon Go. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. And Lizzie says, stuck to parks and hiking trails. I just saw stories in the news about people like walking in front of cars, like just being so into the game that they weren't paying attention. But that happens to, like as long as you're not paying attention, you're going to wind up into these situations. So, yep. That is all I have to say about that. But it's so funny because when our godson stayed with us last year, last January, he's still doing the Pokemon Go, and he was so excited to get some American Pokemon because he's from New Zealand, so it was like a whole different area he got to explore. So that was kind of cool. All right. Kyler says, I'm so tired, but I'm glad I'm off today. I'm glad you're off today too, and I'm glad that you hopped on with us tonight. It is so good to see you. Yes, 8,000 views on a video. Fantastic. And I'm just so proud of you guys. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. So yeah, so I titled this week's show Summer Days because I was hanging out by the pool watching my dog in the pool because that's who I scrub and skim the pool for every morning so that my dog can go swimming. Now, I really wanted to get in the pool today, but my tattoos are still healing, so I can't yet. But I did put my 1 foot in the pool that I can. So I've been like trying to introduce the puppy to the pool, and Dave actually got her toes in today, but we're like letting her take her time. She needs to do it on her time. We don't want to like cause any sort of stress or anxiety with the pool. So it was kind of like a little boop. And then he put her out and she ran right up to him and started hugging and kissing her so that, she's fine. She's curious, but she's not there yet. but she will be. I have faith in it. So if you have not been watching my show, welcome. So happy to have you here. 4 weeks ago today, we brought home our new baby, Tipsy, and it's crazy. It's been, basically a month already, and I saw that they were going to do another adoption event at the same liquor store where we met her last month. They were going to do it today, and apparently there was a power outage, so they weren't able to. Um, but the shelter that we adopted her from, Faithful Friends in Delaware, they had this humongous event the other day, and every pet got adopted except one. Do you know how much I wish I could adopt this little boy? He's so cute. His name is Rocket. He's adorable. So please, 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 if you are able to take in babies, take them in. I know we all want to adopt all of them and we can't. I get that. But just keep sharing these babies so they can find homes, because I'm like, how sad is it that everybody got a home but this one guy? Like, that just broke my heart. So yeah, but and if you're not able to adopt, you can still, like I said, share links. You can always, one thing I like to do is if I have old bedding that I don't need anymore, sheets, blankets, towels, stuff like that, a lot of shelters take that in. You can help out in all kinds of ways. But I'm so proud of Tipsy. She's doing so well. We've learned to use the bell to let us know we need to go out the back door to go potty. Very proud of her. Still does not bark to come back in though. So if nobody's paying attention, she might be out there for a little bit, like, "Hi, can someone let me in the house?" But I tell her, use your words. We're working on that now. She still does her heavy metal growl that I shared with you guys. I think I still have that in here. I'm going to play it again because it just amuses the shit out of me that I have a death metal singer for a dog. Here she is. Yeah. It kills me. It kills me every time. That's how I get greeted in the morning, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Um, so that is my Tipsy update. I'm sure you guys are like, all right, enough with the puppy, but I love her so much, and I can't help it. Um, okay, so either you guys are not commenting or YouTube's being a butt because I'm not getting comments. Hey, Lucy's here. Hey, sweetie. I'm so glad you are here too. That is awesome. Yeah, so speaking of aminals, this past weekend was Father's Day. So happy belated Father's Day to all the daddies out there. Um, and we went to my father-in-law and stepmother's for the weekend. Uh, his stepmom, not my stepmom in laws. So absolutely had a blast. So fun. So they have a friend who has a boat, and we went out on the boat and we went to this place called Paradise Grill. Pretty sure that's what it's called. And it's really cool. They had live music, and the guy that was playing was like, guy in his guitar, and I don't know if it was MIDI files or whatever in the background, but he played, Father and Son by Cat Stevens and like Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin. Very Father's Day vibe going on, which was really fun. Um, but I was laughing because we're sitting at the bar listening to music, and I look up, and this is what I see. Poles are not for pole dancing. Please find alternative ways to disappoint your father. I saw this on Father's Day, and I'm like, cracking up. Now, first of all, it's on a freaking telephone pole. Like, nobody's going to try to dance on that. You couldn't wrap your hand around it, and even if you could, you'd wind up with a bunch of splinters. So, but that just cracked me up that was there while we were there. Hey, here come the comments. All right, let's see. She is an undercover metal puppy dog, 100%. Yes. Oh, awesome. Our fire department just got a new dog. Sad story with a very happy ending. That is fantastic. Lizzie says, when my dad was trucking, he got to keep whatever extra ended up on the truck. Once he got stuck with like 200 pounds of dog food. That's a lot of dog food. The shelter by the truck lot was super grateful for that donation. I bet. Wow. That's a lot of dog food. Uh, So Severian, I'd like to punch whoever made that sign, the nerve. Yep, absolutely. Hi. So glad you are here. Hey, Clark's here too. I like happy endings, he says. I bet you do, my friend. I bet you do. No, you didn't miss it all, sweetie. We are just getting started. So I'm so glad that you are here. That is awesome. But yeah, so I got to have a super fun weekend. Like I said, my in-laws' friends have a boat that they were so nice to like take us out on. I always heard that if you ever think that you want to own a boat, you do not. What you want is to have a friend who owns a boat because there's so much work. But it was like this big pontoon boat. We got to go out on the bay, and that's what we took to Paradise Grill. Like it's on the side of the inlet, and they have basically parking spots, which are the slips for boats. So like you drive your boat up, and they have like gas pumps for boats. It's not like it's really cool. Um, so I was very, very, very grateful for their generosity to take us out. I don't think I uploaded a boat picture. I did not. But where they live is like right on the inlet, their neighborhood. So they're like a road back from the inlet, and their friends are literally on the inlet and have like this lift for the boat. It's freaking amazing. But when we were walking, like Dave and I decided to take a walk down to the water. This was the next day, just to like go for a walk. So we got to see some pretty cool shit. So the water, like I said, it's an inlet, and the entire coastline. I think it'll mute when I put the video on, so I'll tell you, and then I'll show the video. But it was all baby crabs. It's kind of hard to see in that one, but like all of those little dark spots, they were all just baby crabs, and it reminded me of Finding Nemo when they're I mean, hit that again, sorry. But when they're all like, hey, 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 they were like running around in the water. And that's what, like, all I could think of was Finding Nemo, and I was cracking up. But I just love seeing stuff like that. I think it's super cool. Let's see here. Da, 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 da. Okay, Lucy, I got you. I'm going to show the next video, and then I will do what you said because I know you are always good for that. You are the friend I can count on to get us hammered. So the other thing that we got to see, which was actually really cool. And I do want to say, like, with both of these videos, I zoomed in. I don't agree with like getting up into wildlife's business, like you view from afar. So it was actually a sea turtle was laying eggs on the beach, and we caught her running back into the water, which was so cool. And all I could picture was her like kicking the crabs out of the way, like, leave me alone, don't bite my toes. But they're endangered, so you can't mess with them anyway. But um that turtle and like one that we saw there a few years ago, they have these like barnacles on their shells that are living beings. So they're like, it looks like a barnacle shell with a hole in it, and like this thing like is, oh, so gross. She had like three of them on her. But I guess it's all just part of the circle of life. So it was really cool to see. And apparently that type of turtle, I don't know if it's all sea turtles, it might be all sea turtles, but lay their eggs and then just like fuck off. Like babies are on their own when they hatch. So it was really just very, very beautiful to see. So what I was talking to Lucy about is that she gave us our first Tatiana of the evening. If you're new here, Tatiana just means cheers. I have a story in my book, Everything I Need to Know I Learned in GoGo, about a girl I worked with named Tatiana that was like a really funny story. And if you want to check that out, you can get your copy at learnedingogo.com. But yes, on my show, Tatiana means cheers. It can be booze, it can be water, it can be a toke, it can be whatever you want to do. So, Tatiana to all of you. And thank you for that, Lucy. All right, Luna Projects is here. Hey, better late than pregnant. Glad you're here. That is awesome. So Severian says, that's cool, Lizzie. My dad delivered newspapers, but when I was really little, he drove a Stroman's bread truck. So sometimes there were extra tasty ice muffins. Stroman's was the shit. I don't know that I've like gotten Stroman's anything in years. I don't know if that's a regional thing, but the commercials were like this little old guy, the Stroman's baker, and he had the chef hat and he's the white mustache and everything, and he'd be like, "I bake my Stroman's bread." So I don't know if it's regional or not. Yes, Clark, a boat is a hole in the water that you pour money into. Absolutely. And Lizzie wants a houseboat in theory. 100%. Aaron says, this weekend is going to be crazy and tiring, but a lot of fun. We are working production for Murder Symphony. I don't think I know what Murder Symphony is. Please, please let me know, because that one does not sound familiar to me. And maybe I just missed it because I've been very, very busy with puppy training, and I feel like I've not been a very active friend. So if I haven't reached out to you, I apologize. Most of you know I'm really not on Messenger on Monday or Tuesday. That is my weekend with my husband. So I want to spend as much time with him as I can because he works a ridiculous amount of hours the other days. So, what is Murder Symphony? Let's see. Luna Project says in Texas you have to stay, I think, 1,000 feet from the sea turtles. I believe that. I believe that because so many people are so stupid and they go and like they mess with the eggs and like just leave them alone. Leave them alone. Just watch from a distance. So let's see. Oh, what's cut? Okay, I missed what Skull's talking about because it says read the book, people, but I don't know what we're talking about with the book. It would be a fucking miracle if I got pregnant. And yeah, Luna is also interested in Murder Symphony. That sounds very, very cool. Thank you, Clark. Yes, I was very excited to see them. And I didn't have time to upload the picture, but we saw live horseshoe crabs too, which was really awesome because most of the time when you see them, they are in horseshoe crab heaven. So it was really cool to see some live ones too. But it was just a really, really, really fun. Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you, Kyler, about my book. I'm so I'm so spacey. I didn't even know you were talking about mine. Thank you. Yes, Kyler says, read the book, people. It's the best. Thank you. Thank you. You are the best because I'm so glad that you enjoyed my book. Yes, and speaking of, I will be at Mountain Wizard Tattoo in the Poconos on July 25th. I'm pretty sure. Let me make sure I'm not talking out of my ass. Yes. Good friend Slink Skull, Valentina Tattoos, is having a vendor event. It's clown themed, which I'm very proud of myself that I've gotten past my clown phobia enough that I can be a part of this event. But I will be there selling copies of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go, which I will sign for you. And when you get a signed copy, you get, hey, it's not in here because this is my copy. You get a super cool bookmark. You get a compilation playlist and free personalization. So come out and say hi. And there'll be a ton of really cool vendors there. Valentina will be doing tattoos. She's who I get my tattoos from. So if you are in the Mount Pocono area, it is Mountain Wizard Tattoos, July 25th. And it's a clown themed vendor event. I wish I could remember the exact name of it, but I've shared about it on my Sydnee author page, and I will be sharing more as the event gets closer. I would love to see any of you guys that can come out and say hi. Please do. That would be awesome. Oh, you've been spreading my cards around, Cincy. Thank you so much. I did not skip over the Tatiana, ma'am. Were you late for the Tatiana? Because I did it. I will do it again. Here's the second Tatiana. All right. Oh, okay. Lizzie says, spoiler free, it's a silent short story. Oh, music and action driven, written and directed by the super talented Craig Meinhardt, the man behind Beware the Devil's. Okay, Beware the Devil's Wrath we worked on before. Yes. Very, very cool. Oh, I see which Tatiana you mean. I didn't see. I think sometimes I get a bunch of comments at once and like I miss some, so I have to go back and see again. So, oh, so Luna said it twice and I missed the first. Okay, so we have a Lucy and two Lunas. So Tatiana again. And if we're all hammered, it's Luna and Lucy's fault. All right. So, speaking of boats and sea aminals and all of those things, I want to know what to you makes it feel like summer. What do you look forward to in the summer months? I know some of you live where it gets ungodly hot in the summer, so maybe you just hate summer altogether. But what, when you're like thinking of summer, what is the first thing that pops into your head? Like for me, I love, like grilled foods. We do that all year, but like burgers and dogs on the grill, hanging out by the pool, being down the shore. That's like what you call going to the beach. And where I live, it's down the shore. Um, and that like salty sea air, I love that so much. When I was younger, it was definitely camping. My family was a camping family. Like, I never stayed in a hotel until I was much older because our vacations were always camping. And that to me, like, I remember all of the places we used to go with our pop up camper. And I used to love, my dad would drive, we had a van, that pulled the camper, and I would set up in the back of the van. This was back in the day when you could do this. And I'd have my sleeping bag and my pillow. I'd have whatever book I was reading because I constantly was reading books, and my boombox and my cassette tapes. And I had to have my own little area, and I would sleep and just like hang out while we did the road trip. And we would stop at a rest stop for lunch and have, I know we've talked about this before, but my mom would make like deviled ham and American cheese and mustard on white bread. Like to me, that like I just, oh my gosh, I just got transported back in time remembering this. But we went to some really cool places. I know we went to Savannah, Georgia. We went to Fort Lauderdale. We went to the Great Smoky Mountains, like just all these different places growing up, and it was so much fun. And I cherish those memories because it was really really amazing um, having that time when I was younger. Are you drinking tequila, vodka, or light rum? I am a strictly vodka girl. So in here we've got, I know I have the Captain Morgan cup. That was from pre January 2018. I used to drink Captain Morgan and Diet Coke. I have not had soda since January 2018. So this is an old cup. But yeah, this is 3 olives, cherry vodka, and black cherry polar seltzer. that's that's my jam these days. What are you drinking, Clark? What you got? So Luna says fireworks. Gotcha. It was 107 here yesterday. I don't even want to hear that it's a dry heat. 107. Jesus, Mary and Ralph. Luna says agrees with grilling. Erin says shade, a good AC, and sweet tea. I gotcha there. Lizzie says, I miss swimming. Can't wait to have a house with a pool or a houseboat. I'm flexible. I wish you guys were closer. You could come over here and swim whenever you want. Like, I would love that. That would be amazing. Angela says, I definitely miss the beach. Here we have the Cherry Festival, and coming up next week, the UFO Festival in Roswell. I'll be there taking photos. I cannot wait to see. Luna says, camping and campfire. I love the smell of a campfire. We have a fire pit out back. Love, 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 love. Every time we get to hang out there, just talking. There's something about talking around a campfire. And as soon as I said that, excuse me, I was reminded of a friend of mine, not going to get emotional. He passed away a long, long time ago, but when we would go camping, he and I would hang out by the campfire and just talk late into the night. And I just remember playing Fade to Black on the boombox over and over and over and over again. And the one year when it was camping time. I wasn't there because I went to my friend's graduation. So this would have been 1998. And he had a dirt bike and he was going up the camp road and lost control and crashed into a tree and was killed. And like it's crazy. It's crazy. So cherish every moment around that campfire. Cherish every moment you're having those conversations with your friends and listening to music because it can all be gone so fast. So we just need to be grateful for those moments that we have because we don't know how many of them we're going to have. So yeah, that was in May. May, yeah, it was Memorial Day weekend, 1998. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's been so long ago, but Missy Gooch. But anyway, all right, back. Woo! Reeling it into more fun stuff. Dragon fruit Mountain Dew. All right, I'm curious because dragon fruit is not a very strong flavor. And I used to have a Mountain Dew addiction. I don't think I still have that photo saved in my StreamYard. I'd be very surprised if it was. Okay, no, it's not. I used to have a photo of me next to a giant like silo that was painted like a Mountain Dew can, and I'm like, actually, I think my brother was, and I was, because this is my post for everything. My cousin can tell you. Uh, um, yeah, that's. I did not know there was such a thing. Thank you. Yeah, black cherry. I love me some black cherry. The pomegranate's good too. I like the pomegranate one as well. Angela says, no, it was miserable. The heat, the hot is just gross no matter where you are. Facts. Lizzie says, I was absolutely come over at every opportunity. You could have your breakfast with a pruned Lizzie view. I would love that. All right, Aaron, fair enough with the green. And Luna says, we never know when our time is up. This is true. This is true. So you have to just enjoy every moment that you can. And I'm trying to, like remind myself of that all the time when I get, like, and when I'm overly angry or sad or offended by someone, like, which it takes a lot to offend me. So if you've gotten to where I'm just like, qua, like I'm wasting the time that I have, and I don't know how much more time I have. So I should concentrate on the happy things and not waste the moments that I have on those things. Let's see. The one on your couch. All right, I need to scroll up because I don't know what you're talking about. Let the black cherry on my couch. I'm confused. I'm sorry. Oh no, the photo. No. This photo is by a Mountain Dew like painted silo that was off on a road trip. I think it was probably when might have been when we were going down so I could tour where I went to college, which was in Kentucky. So it would have probably been like on the side of 95 or like something like that. Um, Clark says people that say it's a dry heat haven't checked their armpits or under their titties. Facts. I'm not big on ginger lime. Like I'm not the lime sparkling waters taste kind of like chemically to me. I don't really dig them. Hey, Reese is here. Hey, my spectacular friend. Absolutely make those happy things and things that make you smile number one. You're amazing and you're a rock star. No, you are amazing and you are a rock star, my friend. Thank you for hopping on. I'm so glad you're here. That is amazing. Oh, the titties were swamping. Hysterical. Um, and I'm sorry you've been stressing, Aaron. Sending you big hugs. You'll get through it. It's a pendulum. I say that in my book. Things will swing back. And it sucks when you're on this side of it, but eventually it does swing back. Oh, okay. So you love the Moscow mules, so you've tried it and it's good. Yeah, I'm not personal preference, but that's not really my jam. But yeah, there's so many different flavors out there, and it's so funny. The one time I bought three 12 packs because Polar is my brand. That's the brand I prefer. And I bought three 12 packs of the pomegranate sparkling water. And I got home and I opened the thing up and they were all cranberry lime. And I'm like, that's weird. So before I opened the next one, I looked in the little handle, the perforated handle that they have, and I looked and I'm like, it's cranberry lime. And I looked in the other, it's freaking, you kidding me? So I brought them back to the store and they're like, yeah, no problem. I said, you might not want to put them on the shelf because people are thinking they're buying pomegranate and it's cranberry lime. And she's like, what? Like, she was not listening to me at all. But that was obviously a factory error. But I've tried like any of the regular lime, the cranberry lime, and I like lime. I just don't like it in that way. So, oh yes, this is my new Def Leppard shirt I got this past weekend, and I think it's Adrenalize. I think it. Oh, sorry, I just snapped my brow on myself. Yep, Adrenalize. It's so comfy. So I showed you guys last week that I got. I don't know if I can turn around and show you, but it's Lexi's nose print on my neck, where when I hugged her, she used to snuggle me, and I want to get Boop added to it. But so because it's still healing, like a few days ago, such an ass. My tattoo was like freaking burning, and I'm like, what is wrong? Because the heart that I got with my bestie, that's pretty much healed now, and the ones on my leg are fine. Like they're almost complete. This one's all completely healed. The one on my leg's almost completely healed, but the one on my neck's like freaking burning. I said, freaking did I do? And then I realized I was wearing my necklace. It didn't even occur to me. So I was basically sawing my tattoo all day with my necklace like an ass. So now I'm like, when we were down the shore and I saw this and Dave's like, get it. It's got the wide neck, and everything. And I'm like, okay. And so I got it. And it's so comfy. It's very, very thin. So it's perfect. I love it. But yeah, it's the Adrenalize album, which is not my favorite Def Leppard album, but it's okay. But yeah, that was obviously user error on this tattoo because I'm an idiot. All right, Lucy, I see you. She's Tatianaing everybody again. Tatiana to you all. Cheers. Let's see. Reese says, a friend of mine drinks that sparkling water. Is it bubbly or is it boobly? Because I've seen like Michael Bublé, but I think it's bubbly. I tried it and some flavors were good, but they gave me a disgusting flavor and I threw my drink back at them. That's funny. That is really funny. Thank you. Yes, I'm digging my shirt. Yeah, like some of the sparkling water, first you have to look because some of it does have sweeteners and stuff in it. The Polar I like because it's 0 calories, 0 sweeteners, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 everything pretty much. I don't even know what's in it because it's all zeros. But that between that and the vodka, there's like trace calories, like not. So if I'm going to drink, which we all know I am, I'm trying to do the least amount of like adding sugar and everything into my diet. So that's why I like the 3 Olives vodka and the Polar sparkling water seem to be the combo that works for me. Now you do you, but that's what works for me. Lizzie says, always contact the company over a factory error. My mom got a free case of candy over a pack of rocks where the wrappers weren't properly twisted closed. Good to know. Good to know. I probably should have reached out. I'm usually like that, but I guess because they didn't give me a problem at the store. And the thing was, I got there before customer service opened, which I'm sorry, the store is open. Customer service should be open, in my opinion. Like, why would you have the store open and not that section of it? But they actually, somebody that was able to do both was like, I got you. We're not technically open yet. But so I consider that a win. But in the future, I will definitely do that too, for sure. Do I think the ink has metal? I don't think so. Let's see. Okay, I didn't recognize it. I knew it wasn't Pyromania. No, it's like I said, it's Adrenalize, and it's got like Asian writing on this side. which I think is pretty cool. I never saw a shirt like this one before. So, oh yeah, because it's Tokyo. Hey, it actually says on the shirt, Sid, dumbass, 1993 Tokyo. I just think it's comfy. I don't even know what it says other than Def Leppard, but it's a very, very nice, comfy shirt. Uh, Hey, I'm so glad you're here this week. Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm sorry I'm late. Crazy day. How is everyone doing? Missed you last week. We did not see you in the comments, so I'm so glad you are back. Okay, yeah, bubbly. That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. Reese says, one of these days I want to get my neck tattooed along with a lot of different ink all over, and it's going to feel weird not wearing a necklace for a bit due to the future neck tattoo. Facts. But depending on your artist and depending on where on your neck it is. So I couldn't use, it's called Sanoderm, which is what I had on the other tattoos. And that's what Valentina uses after you get tattooed. It's super cool. It's what they use on burn victims. It's like a plastic wrap with adhesive, but it's made to heal burns, which essentially your body thinks a tattoo is like a sunburn. So it healed this one in 3 days, and the one on my leg is just about healed. So if it's on your neck where you can put that, you might be okay, like in a couple days. Where mine is up by my hairline, so we really couldn't put anything adhesive there without shaving my head, which I didn't want to do. I didn't want to shave off any of my hair. So depending on where you get it, you might be all right, my friend. I've seen Waterloo. I have not tried it yet, but I like your recommendation. Let's see here. Hey, Annie's here. Yay. I love my sugar-free red, white, and blues. I loved your sugar-free red, white, and blues at, what was that, 8 a.m. we started drinking? That was very yummy, though. That is a good thing. Angela says, we have one out here called Topo Chico that's really good. I saw that. Where did I see that? I mean, when I was out visiting you, I definitely saw the Topo Chico. I don't know if it's on the East Coast, but we also drink Waterloo. Okay. I do know alcohol turns to sugar in my body. Oh, thank you, Clark. But it doesn't, like, if I eat sugar, it's different than it converting to sugar, especially the vodka. Like, it's not like when you go out and you get, a White Russian. So, like, Kahlua, all sugar, like the cream, like all that. I can't do that anymore. I can't do the fruity drinks anymore. Like when I was a bartender, people used to get Jolly Ranchers all the time. Jolly Rancher and Kool-Aid, pretty much the same thing. So we had two stories about this. We had a bartender meeting, and one of the bartenders was like, all right, somebody orders a Kool-Aid. What do you put in it? And we all just went, doesn't matter as long as it's red. And seriously, like, that's the way people would be. Like, we all made it completely different ways. But if it was red, it was a Kool-Aid. And I would have people be like, yeah, I want a Jolly Rancher. I'm like, then fuck a farmer. Like, that was always my answer to that. And then I'd make them their drink. But, like the Midori and the, razzmatazz, all that, like, that's sugar. And I do know it does convert. But for some reason, this is cool. It doesn't bother me, so I will take it. Let's see here. Yes, Tokyo Tora Luna. That's what I said. I'm like, what? It says it on the shirt, and I'm little space case. Aaron says, has anyone tried the mineral water called Crazy Water? No, I've never even heard of it. It's bottled in Texas from an underground source. I've not even heard of that. I'm curious, though. Did it hurt? I'm guessing you mean my neck tattoo. It wasn't bad. It's not a bad spot. And Valentina is like a very light touch. So she's much. I've had tattoos done by people that are like, and that hurts, but she's awesome. So I'm not going to say it tickled, but it didn't hurt that bad. Let's see here. Yeah, I have one on the back of my neck too. I don't know if I can see if you guys can see it or not, but I got the cross. It's so faded. I need to get it recolored, but I got that in 95. I don't know, in the 90s. sometime. So I have not had it recolored in decades, and it's about time. All right, Lucy is on the train to get everybody tagged. Tatiana, to you, my friend. All right, let's see here. Uh, and Luna says that she thinks blood orange Pellegrino. I have heard of Pellegrino for sure. Aaron says it's water that minerals are high enough to give you a buzz, kinda. That's different. Hey, welcome, Christopher. So glad you're joining us tonight. Thank you, thank you. So happy you are here. And Annie absolutely has gotten tattoos from Valentina too, getting another the first day of Trimathon. Fantastic. She's going to be doing my next one in a couple weeks. I can't wait. I'm starting my sleeve. Finally, I'm so excited. I'm so glad she's doing it because she is just the sweetest sweetheart. So that is awesome. Let's see. So, what else did I have on my list here? Speaking of Def Leppard, we'll go into a songs category here. So, I was listening to a playlist earlier, and a couple songs came on. Like there's good ballads and stuff like that, but they reminded me of school dances. So I was trying to think of back in the day going to a school dance. And one thing that kids don't have today that we did is ballads. Like there's certain people that do ballads. You have your um his name just fell out of my head. Does Shape of You, does Perfect. Ed Sheeran. He does ballads. Bruno Mars will do a ballad, but it's not like when you had the rock groups that do ballads. Like, yes, Shinedown has ballads. Um, Maybe Hailstorm has one, but it's not like back in the day. It seemed like every album you were required to do at least two ballads on, one on each side of your cassette, and it's not like that anymore. Oh, okay, awesome. Yay, Chris, I'm so glad you're here. That is Luna's partner on Luna Projects. So I was thinking of school dances because I heard, and I know they used to play like Love Fights at the school dances and everything, but um, I'll Be There for You by Bon Jovi came on my playlist, and I was immediately transported back to the school dance where I was slow dancing with my boyfriend at the time, Martin, who would never be watching this podcast in a million trillion years. But we were getting yelled at for being a little bit too affectionate during the dance. But I was trying to think, like, how many of us remember school dances in general, but what grade did you go to your first school dance? Like in your schools, when did they have them and did you go? Did you even go to your school dances? So my middle school went from fifth grade to eighth grade, but you couldn't go to the dance until you were in sixth grade, which I think is kind of cool. I think that you should have things that you need to look forward to that you don't automatically get given because somebody else does. So my first school dance was in sixth grade. Now, if you went to the school dances, do you remember of the first song you ever slow danced to with someone else? And if you do, put it in the comments because I vividly remember mine. But I want to see what you guys are saying first here. Let's see. Clark says Gordon Lightfoot, The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Okay. I know that song. Lizzie says Ballads Hell. Whenever that song Tootsie Roll by 69 Boys comes on, it takes us right back to middle school dances. Absolutely. I mean, like Push It from Salt and Pepper. Immediately, I can see us all in the circle, like dancing to Push It, doing that little white girl dance we all did because that's what we did back in middle school. Uh, naughty, naughty, hilarious, and also doing the butt. You guys remember that song? I remember doing that in school dances. That was like that little wiggle you did. I remember that song. Okay, Lucy's was in seventh. Luna says, now I think of the movie a lot like Love for I'll Be There for You. I don't know that one. And your dance was fifth grade. Dustin says, I honestly can't remember my first school dance. Most of mine I didn't like. Oh, I'm sorry. Went to 3 proms. 2 out of 3 were good experiences. Well, you had a meatloaf experience. You got to embrace the 2 out of 3 ain't bad. So sorry about the other one. Aaron says, Lizzie gets too many ballots for me all the time. LOL. Mine was a middle school dance. Okay. Lucy says, mine was a one-hit wonder. Precious and few are the moments we two can share. That's that song, right? Clark says, Olivia Newton-John, I honestly love you. I'm the oldest one here. That's okay. I know that song. That's fantastic. Chris says, sixth grade for 4-H. Can't remember a song. Probably a George Strait song. And Lucy says, Stairway to Heaven. My God, were you dancing for like half of your school year? That's a long song. But I hope you like the person you were dancing with for that one. Luna says, the only prom I went to was when I took pictures and it was on my birthday. Oh, well, I hope you had fun taking pictures. Dustin says, I was always the first on the floor when Cotton Eye Joe started playing. Also, no surprise, but missed doing the chicken dance. Hilarious. Yes, Aaron, now we hear the thong song in the grocery store. The times have a change, for sure. Angela says, those years are a blur, but maybe seventh grade. I really didn't dance with anyone, I don't think. So mine would have been sixth or seventh grade. And back then, I used to think I was going to be the first Methodist nun because no boys liked me. So it was probably on a dare, but I remember the song was Seasons Change by Expose. And the boy I dance with is actually no longer with us. So RIP Myron. But yes, I absolutely remember being petrified to dance with him, but he was very sweet. We were in the same grade. We went to school together from third grade to 10th grade. That's how long I was in that school system. But yeah, I vividly remember that. That was like, it was very sweet. And it's so funny because I have another memory of dancing with a guy who was the younger brother of a guy that I liked that asked me to dance. And I said, okay. And I can picture the purple sweater he was wearing. Like, it's so vivid in my brain, being in the school cafeteria and him asking me to dance and me being like, okay. And it was the perfect combination. The perfect combination. Love plus you and me. I don't know if you guys remember that, but like, it's weird. It's weird the things that the brain retains. But I remember dancing at the 8th grade graduation with another guy. I'm not going to say his name. To Never Say Goodbye by Bon Jovi. And I'm not going to say his name because he wound up coming into a bar that I worked in years later. So I don't want to embarrass anybody. But I think I may have had the DJ play Never Say Goodbye because it was a day shift. Or it was like early in the night shift, so I could get away with the slow song just to be like, hey, remember this? Remember our 8th grade moment? But like, it was just dancing. It wasn't, I mean, not with Martin, but with like most of the people, it was just, the 6-inch rule, how you're doing the arms out. Like the girls got the Frankenstein going on, and then the guys got the waist, and then they try to go down a little bit to your butt, and you'd either like smack them away if you didn't like them, or you'd be like, oh, okay, if you did, back then it was a lot more innocent, I guess. Like a lot more, I don't know. But that was some fun times. And I remember the one school dance Could Have Been by Tiffany came on, and this girl got very upset because she and her boyfriend had broken up and that was their song. I'm like, your song was Could Have Been? Like that was a self-fulfilling prophecy, my lady. Like, are you kidding? Stop it. But yeah, I miss good ballads. I really miss good ballads, like Heaven by Warrant, amazing song. And I love Sometimes She Cries by Warrant. I Saw Red came on MTV Classic the other day, and that song always reminds me of my bestie that passed that Muffy's named after, because when it got to the part about my heart just spilled onto the floor, we'd go, get the paper towels. Like we'd yell it every time. So it's like, I don't know, it's just a little snapshot in time. So I just thought that, that would be fun to like go back and think about that time if if you did do the school dance circuit. Uh, Dustin says, greatest young man butt grab was the kid from the wedding singer. Yes, that's hilarious. The Macarena. See, that came out. The DJ used to play that for me in the one freaking bar. I used to have to like dance to that. And I totally like up in my thong in my heels. I'm doing the Macarena. Like, are you kidding me, sir? But I always said I can dance to anything and make it sexy. I've had DJs play the Fat Albert theme song for me. I have danced to. I have had them play the song Hair, like from the musical Hair, and then get mad when I started singing along because they thought they could finally stump me with a song. I'm like, absolutely not. I know this song. So you need to embrace music, like don't let anybody try to. Hey, oh my gosh, Morgana's here. Hey, sweetie, seventh grade. Apologize by One Republic. Such a weird song for a slow dance to be. Absolutely, it's up there with "Could Have Been" by Tiffany. Absolutely, like one of those songs that's like, huh. Well, thank you, Eric. I appreciate that you saying because I'm drop dead gorgeous, but honestly, it's because I don't let I don't let anyone, the old commercials never let them see you sweat. You can be entertaining. You don't have to be the best dancer. You don't have to be if you're putting on a show and you're entertaining people, whether you're making them laugh, whether you're making them think, whether you're making them, like that's what it's about is just providing entertainment. So if you like, there would be at the end of the night, the DJs would play things to get people to leave. So I have done a lap dance to At a Medium Pace by Adam Sandler. I have done a lap dance to Chocolate Salty Balls. And you know what? They had a blast because we had fun. And was it a sexy lap dance? Absolutely not. But it was a memorable one and they had a great time. So that's what it's all about. Uh, oh, are you going to bed, sweetie? Or are you, saying goodnight to Kyler? Good night, Kyler. I didn't see that you're, oh, here you are. Good night, sweetie. Love you. Get a good night's sleep. Make the chicken dance sexy. You know what? I could try. I could absolutely try. That one would be a tough one because in my head I'd be seeing Vince Neil. If you've never seen Vince Neil do the chicken dance at Oktoberfest, I suggest you Google it because it's hilarious. But yeah, you absolutely like need to just lean into it and make it your own. Did I go dance to Jesus Christ Superstar? You know what? I don't think I have, but I could. Absolutely could. And now Lizzie knows what I'm going to be singing. You are the Christ, you're the great Jesus Christ. I could, yeah, 100%. I could do Could We Start Again, Please? I could do the Jesus Christ Superstar theme song. I could do it. I could absolutely do it. Let's see here. Oh my God, Angel by Sarah McLachlan. Sweetie, you've read my book. You know that I have danced to the Celine Dion My Heart Must Go On. So if I can do that, I can absolutely do Angel. It's just so sad, but you can still make it like pretty to watch. I'm not going to say entertaining in that way, but it would be worth watching. That's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to say it's the best song because it's absolutely horrifyingly sad, but yeah, I could do it. Let's see. Aaron says if I was stripping, it would be to either something for Rocky Horror, Phantom of the Paradise, or Full Monty. Okay, fun things. One, I've still never seen all of Full Monty. I've seen bits and pieces, and pieces of their bits, but I've never seen the full movie. And I did watch Phantom of the Paradise again the other day and thought of you, Aaron, because you introduced me to that. So that is awesome. I could absolutely do that. Yes, Lizzie. We were singing that song like a couple weeks ago. We brought up Jesus Christ Superstar. I believe I have danced to Happy Birthday because they used to buy hot seats for guys, and I was never the mean one. I used to work with this girl, Mimi. Love her to death. She was knuckin' futz. she would get these poor guys, they get the bachelor up on stage usually, but sometimes it was a birthday. So they get them in the seat and they tie their arms behind their back, usually with their own belt, you know, and open up their pants. And and she would stuff ice down these guys' pants. And then she would literally, in her bare feet, stomp. I'm like, why are people paying for this? Why? It's hurting me. And I'm not even doing it or getting it done to me. Like, I would never, ever let a friend of mine do this. But yeah, I know that there was the one boss that I discuss in my book, the one that used to call me fat all the time when I was, what do I know? So I was probably 40, 45 pounds lighter than I am now. And he used to tell me I was getting fat. He was like 400 pounds. He's dead now. But it was his birthday. And so they got him on stage and hands behind the back. So that's who I'm thinking I probably did happy birthday, because all of us got on stage and he's up there with his shit eating grin, thinking that everybody that works for him is going to have to climb on his slimy, gross lap. What he didn't know was we hired Mountain Fiji, who was this beautiful big girl that used to hire herself out to do private parties and stuff. So he's all with his big shitting grin, blindfolded, sitting there. And here she comes, and they ripped the blindfold off of him, and the terror in his eyes when she jumped up and slammed. Oh my God, it was amazing. It was amazing because that was karma, and I got to watch it happen. Uh, he's dead now, quote of the night. I just figure that makes me the winner because he's dead now. Uh, oh my gosh, let's see. Chickaboom by Daddy Dewdrop would be awesome. I have to look that one up. I feel like I probably know it, but I don't know it by the title. So, yeah, we'll definitely look that up. He's a late parrot. He fucking snuffed it. He's gone to meet his maker. I'm going to give y'all one more Tatiana because we're running out of time. Oh yeah, I do. He was a creeper. But yeah, I talk about him in my book because, like I said, he used to tell me all the time that I was getting fat because we'd have a buffet and it was like lunch meat and chicken nuggets and stuff for the lunch time. And I would seriously get like a piece of provolone cheese and a chicken nugget, and he'd be like, "Gotta watch it, Sid, you're getting fat, sir, sir." And he wore the same sweater and sweatpants like every day, every single day. Nasty, bagasty man. And then he called me in the office the one day to tell me that they weren't rehiring me. I wasn't fired. They weren't rehiring me. And this was the beginning of May. And I hadn't, like, once my bookings were done at the end of May, I wasn't getting rehired. So I had just signed a mortgage. So I was not happy with this information. And I did finish out my bookings there, but what I did was I made sure that my last shift of my last day there, I gave the DJ, I always tip the DJs $20, but I gave them like an extra tip to play Take This Job and Shove It by Johnny Paycheck and My Way by Billy Joel. And I danced to that, and then I mooned everybody, which is pretty funny because I was already in like a G string, but like did the act of mooning everybody, and I flipped the whole bar off, and everybody was like throwing 20s and 50s on stage. I'm like, I should get not rehired more often. Like, I made a bunch of money, but I was just like, fuck you, fuck you. I was like half baked. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you, I'm out. Like, I was ridiculous. Let's see. Polly, Polly, Polly. Oh, look, you stunned him. Angela says it's always the gross ones who feel they can comment. 100%. 100%. Lizzie says it's always the grossest folks got opinions about other people's bodies. Yes. Yes, yes. And it was an awesome way to go out. Thank you, So Severian. 100%. And you've known me long enough. I was one of the, like, managers would be surprised because if I'd leave a bar, I would give 2 weeks notice. Like, typically go-go dancers do not do that, like, or I would, like pick up shifts and I'd tip out when I first came in. I have a good work ethic. We'll say that. So, but that just pissed me off, especially because I didn't deserve it. I didn't do anything to not get rehired except be fat at 120 pounds and 5'6". He could suck it. But anyway, yes, Half Baked is one of the best quitting scenes. Also, the best way to save money on a date. That's great. Well, my friends, I cannot believe that the time has gone by so quickly. And it has already been an hour because I always have so much fun with you guys. And it's funny, the puppies have been getting me up super early. And I knew I was going to be tired. And I'm like, nope. I know as soon as I'm on with you guys, I'm going to be so energized and so happy. And I am. And I appreciate all of you and I love you for it. You are awesome. And thank you again for taking your time on a random Wednesday night to spend with me. I appreciate it. And I appreciate all of you. As always, please go to each other's pages, see what everyone's up to, share. If you can't spend money on a project somebody's doing, you can still share it. You can like it. You can click interested, even if you're not able to go. That helps keep the social media machine rolling, puts people's work in front of other people's eyes that may not see it otherwise. And you never know who you're going to introduce to who. So keep it going. It does not cost you anything to share. It doesn't cost you anything to smile, be nice, make new friends. And that's what I'm hoping we are doing on my show on Wednesday nights. And as you go into the next week, you might have some difficult times. We all do. Sometimes things suck. And when they do, make sure you take them head on, because when you stick your head in the sand, you think you're hiding from your problems, but the rest of the world just sees a big ass. Love you.